Oh.
Jack. I hate being up in this upper corner, Jack. What are we doing here? I feel
What's
like I need
up?
to be at the bottom. I'm just gonna hold myself up on my chair like this all show.
Well, you can hold yourself up there. I'm sitting on the floor because I'm visiting my mom, and the internet is really bad right now. So, apologies if I go in and out or if it's a weird angle. But happy Monday, folks. We're back here with another edition of Money Shots. And before we get into Money Shots, obviously, we have to let the gamblers know where they need to put their money. Do you guys know where? Do y'all have an idea? It's Skrill. Skrill is the best digital wallet for gamblers because it was built for gamblers. You can manage your bankroll using the wallet, which allows you to pay instantly and securely, and it's payments without limits, basically. You can access your bankroll with instant deposits and withdrawals, and you can also draw the cash using your prepaid card, which I think is pretty cool. This gives you access to your bankroll wherever you are in the world and in any currency. Last week I said Swiss Alps. This week I'll say Nebraska. Who knows, wherever you're at. But this week only the first 20 customers to sign up using skrill.com/barstool and activate and verify your account, you get the $100 Skrill bonus. That's skrill.com/barstool. Now let's get into some baseball and the finals. Going to be an interesting day. But first, let me ask how everyone's doing because it is Monday. We had a weekend. The lovely KIV, how are we feeling?
Feeling pretty good, actually. It's kind of weird, right? Like, so football season just always so much, and then it carries over to basketball season, and then things start to wind down, and all of a sudden I have all this free time, and I'm like, what's happening here? And I did find out today we get a little bit more free time. Our producer Jack is going to Greece, so I'm super jelly. I'm going to be in Key West for the 4th of July, so very excited about that. So lots of things coming up, but in the interim, I got lots of college football work and a little bit of NFL to catch up on.
And how are we doing, Chris, after a long birthday week celebration?
Yeah, I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. I appreciate obviously everyone both on this show and out there in the ether on Twitter and social media who were very kind regarding not just for the birthday messages, but obviously for the charity shout outs as well. That was really, really cool. But obviously, as always, there's never a bad day to talk about baseball. Even if it's the Tigers, never a bad day. So I'm always looking forward to coming on this show, talking with you too.
All right, well, let's go ahead and start with the first game, which is Braves Nats. I do have the Braves in my Making Money Mondays parlay, which includes Braves money line, Astros money line, and a Yordan Alvarez hit, which I don't even think you can go wrong with that right now. But anyway, I do say Ian Anderson has not been himself. He wasn't as dominant last outing, but he was dominant against the Nats this last outing.
Mm-hmm.
Gave up no runs, 9 Ks. The Braves are super hot, going 11 in a row.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think this is the team or the time to step in front of them. So I like them just on the money line. Kelly's discussed a little bit before the show. She's got a buddy who really loves the Nats. And I've seen a lot of people really like the Nats today. And I get it. At some point, the Braves' hot streak has to stop. And as I said, Ian Anderson hasn't looked that great, but he is good against the Nats. So I'm going to continue to ride this Braves team. I'm going to go ahead and, as I said, put them in my parlay. Y'all can go over there and hit that in the exclusives over at the Barstool Sportsbook. But first off, Kelly, let's talk to you first because you had some insight on this game and a friend, a sharp friend that's enjoying that Nats play, but you didn't really like it. So explain and then kick it down to Chris.
Yeah, I haven't bet it yet. I can tell you this right now. It's his 5% play over at Wager Talk, and I don't know if I'm allowed to say that on this show or not, but I already did. So full disclosure, and I love when he has those type of plays because they're usually really good. The other night was the Mariners. Had to sweat a little bit, but we got it done. My concern here with the Nationals is, sure, they took 2 games from the Brewers, but they're still in last place. I don't love this team. They're not great. They're not exciting to watch. I've caught a lot more baseball over the last couple of weeks, and it's not like I'm going to start becoming a baseball handicapper or anything, but I do look at the odds screens every single day, and I like to see where the money's coming in. A lot of people are trying to step in front of this Braves freight train that our buddy Frank so nicely basically was like their good luck charm. I told him that yesterday. He was like pissed that they tagged him. And I'm like, dude, you go to a game and all of a sudden they go on a hot streak. You have no one but yourself to blame. But full disclosure, I will probably wuss out here, Megan, and take the Nats plus 1.5 if I do get involved. That means we can both win.
Yeah. Well, handshake.
Look, Atlanta's just got so much momentum. And now, if this was NFL, I would be like, give me this freight train. Let me stand on these tracks. I will take the bullet train right to the chest. Not with baseball. Not with baseball. It is not the same with baseball, and I'm not sure I have the baseballs to bet against them fully, but maybe I'll just take the plus 1.5 here.
Here comes Kelly with the jokes today. I like it.
Jokes.
I like it. Chris, what do you think about this game?
Braves are red hot. Braves are red hot 11 in a row. Nats not very good. Anderson's pitch data not excellent, but I think it was 2 weeks ago, maybe even 3 on the show where I said there's something about the Braves where I know they're way better than how they've played. Well, now they're reaching that. I know people are freaking out that they're, catching up to the Mets. I still like the Mets in that division. I haven't bet on this game because the one thing I'm always like this with teams that are on hot streaks and pitchers that are on hot streaks, where no matter how many consecutive great games they've played, I'm always like, the next one's going to be the one I'm going to bet on and they're going to lose. So I gun to my head, I think the Braves probably win the game. I would probably lean towards them on the money line, even the run line. I'm staying away from it just out of sheer paranoia, but they should win. I mean, the Nats, I know they took 2 out of 3, like you said, Kelly, against the Brewers, but the Brewers have played like crap over the last few weeks. So, I would probably lean Braves here, but I don't think I'm going to play this one.
All right, so it's in my parlay, the Making Mondays parlay over in the exclusives tab. It is just the Braves money line with the Astros money line with the Jordan hit. So I'm going to keep repeating that so it all sticks in your brains and you go and bet it. Up next, one of my straight bets is Marlins at the Phillies. Mm-hmm. And you're giving me plus money with pretty much the best pitcher in baseball right now in Sandy Alcantara. Mm-hmm. I'm going to take it. 24 innings with just 1 earned run. And yeah, the Phillies have been hot, winning 9 of their last 10. But the Marlins have proven that they can play up to competition, especially with this Phillies team. Phillies are 0-5 behind NOLA, which that sounds so bad.
Wow.
I know, right? You would never expect that.
Yeah.
As soon as I read that stat, I was like, oh, that's not good. I do think it's going to be a great pitcher's duel here for a while. But as soon as these guys get pulled, fucking balls are going to go flying. 2 of the worst bullpens in the league, which I consider taking Marlins first 5. But this Marlins team has I feel like there's just some oomph behind them right now. And it can come back and bite me in the ass today, not taking them first 5. However, I like Marlins first 5. I like Marlins full game. I like them to beat the Phillies, and I'm getting plus money. Chris, what do you think about this? And kick it up to Kelly.
I'm glad you brought this up. I originally went with the under in this game.
Okay.
And then the bullpens scared me. And then so I'm riding with you. I got Marlins money line here as well. And you brought it up. I mean, you took the words out of my mouth. I think Sandy Alcantara might be the best pitcher in baseball right now.
Is it Alcantara or is it Alcantara?
And I never know. I've heard multiple pronunciations because there's several Alcantaras throughout baseball. So I don't really know. I think
Alcantara looks correct, but right? I don't know where he's from. That's how it's spelled phonetically in English language, but nice. Different Spanish speaking countries say things differently. So I'm going to not butcher that one myself.
The one thing I know is the dude throws changeups at 94 miles per hour, and I love watching him pitch. So like that, I think, and even beyond the bullpens, though, the one thing that does make me lean Marlins money line here is that in his last 6 starts, he's averaging 8 innings. That is insane. I mean, guys win Cy Youngs pitching 6 innings a start. Right. Let me double check. 0.56 ERA over his last 6 starts. He has been absolutely dominant. So I know they're dogs in this game. And I know the Phillies have played really well. Offense has come alive. I mean, maybe firing Girardi just was the magic elixir that they needed. But I love watching this guy pitch. So I'm kind of riding with the Marlins here because this guy's been so dominant.
I'm happy with that. And Kelly, what do you think?
I think it looks so fishy. You don't think this is terrifying? You guys just both told me.
No pun intended.
That's what I'm saying.
Also, the fish. Yes, they are called the fish. Look. Chris is right. Since they fired Girardi, Phillies basically come alive outside of that Diamondbacks game. It's kind of a play I normally take with like NFL, NBA, college basketball, whoever. But man, looking at this one, I'm like, this looks scary. You're getting plus money with one of the best pitchers. And I'm not saying Philly's been red hot over their last 10 games, but they have won 9 of 10. I actually think Chris should not second guess himself here. I absolutely like the under, but I'm going first 5 under because, like Megan said, these two teams have just horrendous bullpens. Right now, I think it's still 7.5. Let me double check. Over at the Barstool Sportsbook
for the full game, or is that first 5?
No, that's for the full game, 7.5.
I was about to say first 5, 7.5 sounds like a fucking gift.
No. For the full game. And then I got to look for the first 5 innings. I'm so bad at using the Barstool Sportsbook.
120. No, but yeah. 3.5 minus 140. What is it?
Thank you. I'm so bad at using it for baseball.
That what it is? Is that what it is? I just totally guessed. Hold on.
I'm trying to find it because that's how bad I am at using
the
app for first 5 innings. Again, I have had to text Jack so many times. I'm like, Jack, and he's like, it's right here, Kelly. I'm like, oh. Yeah, you just got to be smarter than that. The cool thing about the Barstool Sportsbook, I will say this, is if you get real ballsy, you can move the stool, right? So if you're you know what? I might just say, I think that this one goes under, as you mentioned, 2 really solid baseball pitchers. Like under 6 is plus 185. I think the game is going to be like a. Thank you. That's what I'll be taking on this one is the first 5 under. But if you feel in ballsy and you think that these pitchers are going to withstand the long haul, we aren't going to see that much of the bullpens. I think moving the stool and getting plus money on the under is always the way to go here. I could see this being like a 3-2 type game, Megan. Either team coming away with the win.
All right. Well, if you like the under, as Kelly said, it's 7.5 full game over at the Barstool Sportsbook, and it's 3.5 first 5 plus 100. So you're getting a little value there on the under, but that is quite a sweaty under. 3.5 could be blown in 1 inning, but I don't think it's going to be blown in 1 inning with these guys. So I'll keep my fingers crossed for you, Kel. All right, up next, a game that I do not have. It's O's at the Blue Jays. I do, and I will say there was a guy in a chat that said that he had great success fading minus like 300 favorites, which essentially the Blue Jays are. However, I'm not going to agree with that take today because I'm obsessed and love and have loved since last year Alek Manoah. I am literally like he's by far probably my favorite pitcher right now. Yeah. And I also love Hunter Green. I mean, he's got control of that fastball the other day and had a hell of a game. I think like 10 Ks he ended up with. Yeah. Regardless, I love Alek Manoah. I would lean Blue Jays run line here, but they are at home, so I don't like to play that. That's what I lean, but I have no play in this game. Chris, what do you think here? Then kick it up to Kel.
I am playing Blue Jays run line, and the reason for it is Manoah. My prediction game with baseball in terms of preseason predictions has been crap this year, except my preseason prediction was Alek Manoah for the American League Cy Young, and right now that's looking really good. Leads the American League in win-loss percentage, ERA plus. He's just a wrecking ball of a pitcher. I mean, just throws downhill.
I'm sorry, Chris. Is that your dog, Kelly?
Yeah, somebody just shouted her out. Jake just shouted her out in the comments.
I didn't hear it until someone said something, and all I heard was like,
she is totally snoring at my feet.
Sorry, Chris, did not mean to interrupt. I just had to know whether that was my computer that was like going like kind of crazy. Or
I'll mute myself when I'm not talking going forward. Sorry, it's like white noise to me at this point. I didn't even hear it.
I didn't either. So no, you're fine. But no, I mean, I think the Blue Jays are playing really well right now. They've been hot. The offense is finally starting to come alive. And really, I think Manoah is he's going to be one of the more dominant pitchers in the American League for a long time. Love that sinker slider mix. Power pitcher, but the ability to pitch deep into games. I know the Blue Jays have had some struggles with their bullpen. And the guy the Orioles are throwing out there is not anybody special right now. So I'm with the Blue Jays all the way here right now.
Yeah, I might add the Blue Jays to my card. I have a run line. I just don't like paying minus 136 for the run line.
That's fair. No, it's expensive. Yeah.
And so it's just like that's kind of been on my teeter totter today because I've been putting out a couple of plays that are a little too juicy here recently. All right, up next, one that Chris needs to tell us about, and one I don't know if you're excited for. Maybe you are because Lance Lynn's rehab starts looked like absolute shit. But now he comes, he's back with his White Sox. Maybe he just didn't like AAA. Maybe he just decided, I don't give a shit. I'm too good for this. I'm Lance Lynn, and he's going to come out and throw a no-no today against your Tigers. But maybe not. Maybe he's going to go out there and be 275-pound Lance Lynn and just throw wherever he wants. I don't know what I'm getting here. However, I am extremely excited to see their ace back. I've been really missing him this year. I know you're probably not excited to see him back today, but again, maybe you are. So tell me what you think about this game. I thought about taking the White Sox on the run line as well, but my issue is I just don't like that first start off of the IL. It's always to me like very shaky. You don't know what you're going to get. So my heart wants to take this because I want to watch Lance Lynn go out there and just dominate. But then my other side of my heart that loves Chris says, I hope Lance Lynn is the way he's been pitching well. He's in his rehab starts. So what do you think, Chris? How do you think this game's going to go?
I agree with you about first start off of IL, because even if somebody pitches well, there's usually a pretty short leash there as they're trying to kind of come back. Now with a veteran pitcher like Lynn, it might be a little bit different. Lynn dominated the Tigers last year, 3-0 with a 1.59 ERA against Detroit. But the fact is, Megan, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who pitches against Detroit. I mean, they could be throwing out fucking hot dog vendors and they'd be pitching 7 scoreless at this point. Like, it really, I was doing a lot of research, okay, into the Tigers offense. And by a lot, I mean, I read one Baseball Reference page and, used my the calculator on my phone like 3 times. But this is this is a story, because this Tigers offense, legitimately, I'm talking in the modern age, not the 1902 Washington, who gives a fucks. I mean, like actual baseball teams might be the worst offense in the history of baseball. This is a team that has been shut out 8 times. Last year's team, which wasn't good, they had a 96 OPS plus, was shut out 9. They have scored 2 runs or fewer in 29 of 59 games. So basically in half of their games, they have been non-competitive from an offensive standpoint. 3 runs or fewer in 40 of them. They haven't hit a home run since June 2nd.
You sound frustrated.
Yes. What a tremendous observation. It's incredibly frustrating, Megan. No, it's a historically bad offense. And not to mention, for the record, the White Sox stink too. They look like crap. They just lost, I believe, 2 out of 3, maybe 2 out of 4 to the Rangers. They're not running the bases well. It's an unathletic team. Everyone rightfully wants their manager fired. But the way I look at this, I'm not going to lean one way or the other in terms of run line, but I'd recommend the under. And because the Tigers have hit on the under. Right. The Tigers have hit, I believe, on 75% of their unders or something this year. It's a crazy, crazy number. So, yeah, I mean, as good as Lance Lynn was last year, no matter what version of Lynn that we get, I don't know if it matters at this point, because this offense doesn't score runs.
Chris, 19, 37, and 3 to the under you guys are this year.
I believe it. Yeah, I mean, it's just it's been a rough go of things. I mean, no home runs in 11 days is insane.
That is an insane stat. Kelly, what do you think of this game?
As a White Sox fan, Megan, this team is just absolutely atrocious.
Yeah.
Right? They've been terrible. But you know what they've been terrible at? They've been terrible as an underdog. As a favorite, they haven't been as terrible. And that's my concern, right? The Tigers have been even worse as a dog. They've been a dog almost 40 times this year. I think it's actually, let me rephrase that, 45 times this year. I swear I can count 45 times this year, and they've only covered or won 17 times. So that's where it gets really tough. You guys have to kind of decide. Some games are just better off to stay away. And this looks like a freaking dumpster fire. While it's exciting to see Lynn back on the mound as a White Sox fan, I'm not sure that I have that much faith in him. I know Chris said he likes the under. All signs point to the under. I would be absolutely terrified to bet the under here. I think he might get lit up. He might just be what the Tigers need to get that offense going. Who knows? Tigers on the flip side, Ronnie Garcia. I mean, he could get lit up. We don't know anything about him. He's pitched one game. I don't know anything about the guy. I'd have to Google him 6 times and go down to page 7 to figure out who the fuck he even is.
Yeah,
he was a Rule 5 pick from a few years ago. You shouldn't know that much about him.
There we go. I'm not missing anything.
Yeah.
All right, so this game terrifies you, Kelly. You are not touching it at all. I would assume.
No, wait,
Okay.
listen. The beauty about baseball for you guys that bet it every single day is that you really get to pick and choose your spots. Like, I mean, this is like if college football had like 10 games a day instead of 50 on Saturday, I actually would probably be really happy because I'd get to watch more games and I'd probably be a lot more selective on my bets. But because there's like 50 on a Saturday, I'm like, 13 bets isn't too many. It's totally fine. So that's just something that you've got to like remember. This is a long haul. And I'm in it for the long haul. I'm hanging out with you guys all summer, grinding out baseball season. So this is a hard pass for me.
Hard pass. Speaking of hard passes, this game up next, Pirates at the Cards. I'm taking a hard pass on. Absolutely no interest in it. If y'all don't have any interest in it, we'll just keep on going because the next game actually is a little interesting. Are y'all good with just skipping the Pirates and Cards? No,
I got nothing on it. Yeah.
All right, perfect. Up next, Astros at the Rangers. This is leg 2 and leg 3 of the Making Money Mondays parlay, which is Astros money line and Jordan to get a hit. Look, the Rangers have kind of been in skid mode. The Astros had a tough series against the Mariners, which I did say I fucking hate the Mariners. Kelly, I think I don't want to say you jinxed me because you just called the right side of the bet. However, I hate the Mariners for the record. I did say that. But they did come out and win the last game by 5. So we're getting back on track here. And now the Astros play their in-state rival, if you will, the Rangers, and they're going to be at the Rangers. But the Astros have been playing better away from Minute Maid Park. The Rangers aren't playing great at home. The Astros are 6-1 in the last 7 as road favorites. And also Jordan, which is part of my parlay, hits Hearn well. And as I said, Jordan, I will literally I'll take a flyer on him over his hits, over his bases, even a home run almost every game right now because the dude is literally stroking. Like, he is a fucking freak, and I love him. He's probably my favorite player right now. If I'm, he's up there for sure. But yeah, all the Astros need to do is get a win today to open the series against the Rangers. As I said, I think Hearn can get hit. I think Bregman's going to hit Hearn. I think Jordan's going to hit Hearn. I think Altuve is going to get a hit. I think this, if I was in a legal state, I'd put out a parlay plus, but I'm about 30 minutes from my legal state, and that fucking sucks. Maybe I'll drive over to the Penn property 10 minutes away and go.
Yeah, Megan, you just got to get across the border. It's really easy to do that. I did it all the time when I was in Vegas. If you wanted to go shop around, you just had to drive to Arizona.
I don't want to shop. I only bet at the Barstool Sportsbook. Duh.
Of course.
I just would need to go to Louisiana. I'm over in the sweet state of Mississippi, the capital, the Brandon Walker and Minty capital of the world. But yeah,
at least Nevada took away from Mississippi the worst education in the country. So I'm really happy for your home state.
Well, my education came from Mississippi, so
that's what I said. I'm really happy you guys aren't dead last anymore. Nevada is now taking that cake.
Brilliant girl over here. All right, Chris, I know you love this Astros team just about as much as I do. So give me your good news before hopefully Kelly gives me more good news, but I need Chris first.
The good news is I have a lot of confidence in your Jordan Alvarez pick. I am with you completely. I think Jordan Alvarez may very well be, I'm sure I might get ripped for this, the closest thing that this generation is going to have to David Ortiz. Just a left-handed DH who absolutely mashes. This is a guy in a year in which the ball is clear. Bro. What's that?
You just gave me chills.
He's good. The thing is that when the Tigers are off, I get to watch real baseball, and I see a guy like this who's taking pitches, hitting home runs, putting balls 450 feet over the center field fence. Like, this is one of the best, just pure hitters. Like, the defense doesn't matter. He's going to be a DH his whole career. And you just locked him up for 6 years, 115, which is a steal. That's a bargain. And just further proves that, that's what smart management does. You lock up your good players.
Viva Cuba.
He's one of my favorite hitters to watch in baseball right now. I think overall probably as a pure hitter, if we're talking lefties, I probably like Juan Soto a little bit more. But if we're talking power bats, this guy rules. And so the game itself, there's not a whole lot of data for me, so I'm kind of split on. I think it's a stay away. But if we're just talking about adding Jordan to that parlay, I like it. I think this guy, he's right now, especially this year, which is going to be weird because the ball's dead, I think they're going to reward a lot of players who have substantially higher OPSs than other people. This might be one of those rare instances in which we see a DH really in the thick of the MVP discussion. I feel like by the end of the year,
I
with
would
the way
love
he's going.
that.
Yeah.
God, I would love that.
Chris, I have to cut in really quick before I talk about this game. Are you still picking the Astros to win the World Series?
Right now, yes.
Okay.
The Yankees are making me shake that bet.
Yeah, I'm wondering. The Yankees look good.
That's true, but a lot of people have picked the Yankees to win the World Series for 12 years and they haven't. So I'm like, I've reached that believe it when I see it stage with them. Now they look insane. Like they may very well break the wins record this season for like over 162 games. They are killing teams, but I'm still on the Astros train. No pun intended. But I think that's it would be a dream to see a Yankees Astros ALCS this year with the history and the way those two teams have gone at it over the last several years. I'm still leaning Astros because
that's kind of fights in the stands is what you're asking for, essentially. Just
grow the game. Got to grow the game. That's the way you do it. So yeah, I'm all on board with the Astros right now. But yeah, I mean the Yankees look like world beaters.
All right, Kelly. Do you think that the Astros can just rake in just a win for me? I don't need a run line. I think
they could. I feel like they look really cheap here, right? It is almost like looking at this odds screen and going, what am I missing here? This is not a great Texas team.
They've just been playing over their heads.
That's what I mean. I feel like they've been superseding expectations. So either I've got the wrong read on the Rangers, or maybe Megan's Astros aren't that good. But time will tell. I don't like this game. How about this? I lean towards the under. The Astros, when they play the Rangers, we see, as you mentioned, kind of a rivalry. We see a lot better defense. Both teams really step it up here. Last 8 straight actually have been towards the under. Houston has been great on the road, Megan. I'll give you that much. And the Rangers just have been terrible at home versus the Astros. So you have those things going for you, but it's going to be a hard pass for me, but a slight nod to the under.
Okay, slight nod to the under. And as I said, Astros money line, Braves money line, Jordan to get a hit. That's boosted over at the Barstool Sportsbook for the parlay for me on Mondays, every Mondays until baseball season is over. Up next, we have the Padres. We have them at the Cubbies. And I think these two teams are just almost like opposite spectrums right now. The Padres pitching has gotten really good. Obviously, I don't want to say they're forgetting about Tatis, but damn, Manny Machado is like literally making people forget that they need Tatis on the team right now. Like he is just fucking ripping and roaring and so much fun to watch. Cubs are struggling on the mound and at the dish. I just don't think this is the game to bet the Cubbies. I think the Pods, especially on the road, the Astros on the road, the Padres on the road, they have been road warriors. I like the Padres here. This is another one of my straight bets, if you will. And yeah, I like the Pods.
Yeah, I'm with you. I got Padres run line here as well. Part of it is Darvish. This has always been my principal. Pitcher goes back to pitch against his former team, has a tendency to pitch really well. Darvish with the Cubs for a while. Cubs only a 499 OPS in 46 at-bats against Darvish. I was watching a fair amount of Yankees Cubs over the weekend. The Cubs are awful. I mean, they're real. I know they're in a rebuild, and hey, they got their ring in 2016, but they got a worse record than the Tigers right now, and they do not pitch. I mean, they have absolutely nobody on the mound. I think that can really hold down this lineup at this point. I like the Padres a fair amount this year, just as a whole. I like this team. I think that they're really talented. I think
just wait until Tatis gets back into that lineup too. Like I'm thinking like August. He'll probably be back in by August, right? You'd think so?
At the latest. I mean, he was fielding ground balls last week. He's got to get off that goddamn motorcycle.
I think that August month is going to be so like I don't know why, but I just feel it in my gut that August is the Padres month just to like fucking dominate.
I would love to see them catch the Dodgers. Because the Dodgers are really
mad at myself for not taking the Giants. I didn't put it out. I took it personally, and I'm like, I love the Giants. I love them. And I didn't put it out like a bitch.
That's the best division in baseball right now with those three teams. I mean, those three teams, I think in any other division would be easily, if not in first, very close to first. So yeah, I mean, I think like you said, these are two teams that are trending in opposite directions. The Cubs pitching. I mean, your best pitcher at this point is maybe Hendricks, whose ceiling is dropping lower and lower at this point, at least in terms of established guys. Stroman's been awful for them. So yeah, I'm going Padres here. It just seems like there's kind of good vibes there.
Kel, any money either way that you're looking at, or do you have?
No, I'm not going to bet this game. I agree with both of you guys. It looks like Padres are pass. And to comment on Zach Bassam, Zach, I just said I was a White Sox fan. I grew up a White Sox fan. Why on earth would I be a Cubs fan? Who do I look like? That one guy that White Sox Dave berated?
John Cusack.
That guy, yeah.
You got that guy.
Famous actor, John Cusack.
Famous. Give me a break. I believe it was Alex couldn't even see him when she was didn't even know who he was. Didn't they pass somebody? She didn't even know who he was.
Wasn't that? I thought that was Keanu Reeves, wasn't it?
Maybe same.
That was Alex Bennett. No, whenever you're that rich, you don't know who celebrities are. She has no idea who Alex. He has no idea. Also, Jake Koopman made me laugh because it's a funny name. Chip, is your name short for Chipmunk? Always wanted to ask that. What is Chip short for? I think it's funny.
God.
Shout out, Jake. You're always a funny guy. Also, Aaron Graham, we already talked about the Phillies. We're on the Marlins. So,
yeah.
Sandy Alcantara. Let's go. All right. So, we have Reds, D-backs, Royals, Giants, and Twins, Mariners left. I don't have a play on any of these. I'm not backing the D-backs at that price, even though Kelly on the mound is a veteran. Still not going to do that. Yeah. Kind of like the Giants' run line. I don't know, though. Singer's been pretty stellar, and this seems like a game the Giants could drop after sweeping the Dodgers. And then Twins, Mariners. Mariners are coming off of a losing series against Boston. The Twins took one against the tricky Rays, so I lean the Twins there. But, yeah, those are three games I'm not playing. Do y'all have an opinion on any of those three before we move on to the NBA Finals, baby?
I lean Mariners actually on the money line for that game because as a fan of an AL Central team who's watched these teams a lot, going from West Coast trips always suck. Like even when the Tigers were at their best, they never played well in Anaheim. They never played well in Oakland. I think it was when Mitzi was on a few weeks ago, asked about like if travel actually plays a role in this. I think sometimes it does. And also only 21 at bats, but against Chris Archer, the Mariners have killed him. They got a 12.62 OPS against him. He's not going to go that deep into the game. So I lean Mariners there, but that's a team that, man, I liked them so much coming into the year, and they just haven't given us a whole lot. But for this game in a vacuum, kind of lean Mariners.
All right. He leans Mariners. Kelly, do you have an opinion besides someone said we need money shots on Friday. Really quick before we hop into NBA and before Kelly gets her opinion. We will be back to Monday, Wednesday, Friday as soon. Well, probably
Monday, Thursday, Friday.
Monday, Thursday, Friday. Sorry. Today.
Monday, Thursday, Friday makes the most sense for football season, right?
Yes.
Because that gives us still 2 days before college football is out. And that gives us 2 days before NFL. Plus, by the end of the week, we've got all of our bets placed. We've got all of our information. We've got our injury reports, that kind of stuff. Listen, I'm not opposed to doing a Friday baseball show. If you guys really, really promise to tune in and jump in the comments outside of the fact that my dog is snoring and that I'm showing a lot of cleavage today. So you guys are saying lots of nice things about me. Chris, one of the guys did say you were the hottest one on the show. So see, you're even getting love in the comments too.
I'll have to frame that comment, I think, probably at some point, but I appreciate it.
You just pin it to the top.
Yeah,
look at it every day. See, Chris is hotter.
I was going to be on my bathing suit, but I knew Kelly's cleavage would completely eat mine, so I decided to put on a t-shirt just to spare you guys my chest skin. All right, let's go ahead.
Stop.
Let's go ahead to the NBA Finals. The series is tied 2-2. This has been a ping pong of a series, and now the Celtics are back at the Chase Center, where the Warriors usually don't lose, but the Celtics did take one from them there. Steph Curry hitting 43 points the other night. Fucking monstrous. I need your opinion on what do you think is going to happen, Kelly, but then I want to know what you're betting, because obviously they could correlate, or they could just be two completely different things. Because
I want everybody to jump in. I want everybody to jump in the comments and guess what I'm betting. Give me a
Everyone guess what Kelly's betting.
They already know what I'm gonna bet.
The under.
Megan, I gave them instruction, not you. Listen, obviously a complete contrarian asshole. We already know this. The zigzag theory has been alive and well throughout all of the Celtics series. And I completely wussed out after I said I lean towards I said, hey, the math says bet the Warriors, do this. And I go, I lean towards the Celtics here. I hate myself that much. But that being said, I can see Boston coming in and winning this game. They have a 7-0 record in this postseason after a loss. So what does that mean? That means after they lose a game, they go out and win the next one. This is also a team that can actually win in Golden State. Nobody else can go to the Warriors home court in the Chase Center and win a game. So slight lean towards the Celtics here. The math says it's right on the money. I made the Warriors a 4-point favorite, and you guys will have to remember that. I'm trying to find some plays for you here and where I can actually find value. I know you guys want to bet on some action. I made the under 206.5, so that means I have to take the under, even though it has not been good for me in the Chase Center. It's actually been absolutely, utterly terrifying.
What's the total at right now, Kel?
The Barstool Sportsbook. I still have baseball open. Let me open this bad boy up real quick and see what we got. I'm going to go ahead and guess around the 212 range. But listen, this has been a really awesome series, right? This is fun. This has been exciting. Yeah. We had a couple blowouts from both teams, and we'll see how it ends up panning out tonight as far as the side goes. I will say this, however, I think the under is correlated to the Celtics winning and covering tonight. If you wanted to do a parlay of sorts, Jason Tatum's been really great. His point total over has been really great as well. I know a couple sharp groups that have been playing that every single game, so keep an eye out for that as well. But yeah, I'm taking the under tonight. I'm cheering for a lot of defense and hoping these two can keep it close. Don't forget, it is now, I believe, 44-2-1. That if you just pick the winner, so nobody should be laying points, or nobody should be taking points with the underdog. You should be betting the money line, and nobody should be betting the money line with the favorites. You should be laying the points. There's no reason to be betting, minus 185 on the Warriors to win when you should just lay, 6 or whatever that correlated money line would be. Sorry, off the top of my head, I'm kind of losing it. That being said, if you like the Celtics tonight, bet them on the money line, because the spread is yet to come into play this NBA postseason. It's actually incredible. And the one for NFL playoffs was pretty much money. This one is literally free money if you like the dog. Otherwise, you're just laying 11 to win 10.
Speaking of free money, let me go out there and remind you, you can still sign up for the Barstool Sportsbook. Bet can't lose NBA, $20 on any NBA Finals bet. And if there's a player in the game that goes over 20 points, y'all remember I just said that Steph dropped 43, so he did it twice in one game. Completely doable. It will happen. Sign up for the Barstool Sportsbook, bet your $20 on one of the finals game, and get a free $200. And then on top of it, just like last week, if you want an extra $100 in bonus, go ahead, deposit that winnings into your Skrill wallet, skrill.com/Barstool. Activate your account if you're one of the first 20 people to do so. You get $100 in Skrill bonus. So that's $300 right off top, right for you, from me, from Kelly, from Chris, from the Barstool Sportsbook. So happy betting tonight. I hope everyone wins. I hope we all hit our parlays. I hope Kelly hits her under. I hope Chris's Tigers win the game. I hope Lance Lynn has an awful start.
That's rude. I just said I was a White Sox fan.
I'm sorry. You're not betting on it, though, so you don't matter. It doesn't matter.
No, you're right. I actually do not care. If I do not have dollars wagered, I do not care. It's so sad.
I already knew that. That's because
my fandom just ruined forever, you guys. What can I say?
I feel you. I only got 2 teams now, really. That's it. So, I mean, I'm holding on to them like for dear life. All right. Love you guys. Thanks for coming on. We'll see you back on Wednesday. I wish the Barstool Sportsbook was available in Oklahoma too. It will be at some point in life, as long as
one of these days those hillbillies down there are going to get their shit together and we'll be able to bet sports in Oklahoma. And that's only like a slight dig because Kansas is finally going to have legalized betting. I mean, I'm almost 40, so it's about fucking time.
It's about fucking time. And it's about fucking time that you go and like and subscribe to our YouTube page, by the way. This is Money Shots. We'll see you next time.